Producer tag, King Fury. Yeah. Level up. King Fury. Collect the heat.
Hey YouTube, today we will be going down over our picks for UFC's Ankalaev versus Guskov card. And we're going to start straight from the prelim, make it all the way to the main card, telling you who we think is going to win and how, and hopefully get your bet slips winning. So first and foremost, we're going to jump right into it. We got Cody Gibson versus Abdul Hussein. Listen, we're never going to get all of the names right. There's people from all over the world, so just bear with us. But first fight of the night, Gibson versus Hussein. We have here a match of two grapplers. We have our notes here, but overall, we're talking that Gibson is already on the much older side. He is a crafty veteran, so you can never count a crafty veteran completely out. But we have to say Hussein is younger. He's definitely a more, I guess, attack-friendly submission artist. He's always on the attack, and I feel that he will override or overwhelm Gibson with all the things that he's going to be throwing at him and all the looks for the submission. So Hussein by sub on the third or decision all the way through. And one thing that really grinds my gears that I really want to discuss here as well is you see it's like as if the UFC page only takes pictures of some fighters from their torso up. Because you can see here we have Cody and we have Abdul, and you see both of their torsos. And then when we go ahead and expand the image, well, give me a second. When we go ahead and expand this image, Hussein is gone. It's just a shadow figure now. So don't know what that's all about, but let's go ahead and move on to the next fight. So here we're going based on our notes. Let's see if it does the same thing here. So we have an undefeated fighter versus a 12-3 Mike Davis. So we have Narulo Alivayev versus Mike Davis. So again, Alivayev is undefeated. This is something known. But we have Mike Davis with some heavy boxing against a wrestler. So I have to be clear here with this fight. I am rooting with Mike Davis. I do believe that Mike Davis will be able to get the knockout here in this fight. But we know that Alivayev is going to be heavy with the takedowns, with the wrestling, with the hold down. So if Mike Davis is not able to hold down or stop the wrestling, then this may be a very boring decision. But again, I do believe that Mike Davis has the hands enough to be able to get this knockout win against Alivayev. Again, if we're pronouncing these wrong, correct us in the comments below. But let's keep it going. So the next one, we have, hold on, did I get my notes right? So this would be Magomed Ankalaev versus Brendan Ribeiro. Is this fight? Did I take notes on this fight? Let's go ahead and see. Give me one quick moment. So I don't have this fight on my list for some reason, but we're going to go ahead and just call it out based on the stats that they got going now. We got another undefeated fighter, but 6-0 isn't really that impressive. But then we got a 17-10 Ribeiro. I mean, I don't know here. I don't like Brenderson. He's not a great fighter. He's been put out before, but then I don't know much about Magomed Ankalaev, but we're going to go ahead and assume here that he has very heavy wrestling accolades. I mean, he's from Russia, so that is what they specialize over there. So we're going to go ahead and in the fight I took no notes of, we're going to go with Magomed Ankalaev. Let's move into Ismail Bonfim versus Axel Sola. So this one is a little bit surprising to me because I see Axel Sola as the favorite going on. But in this one, I have to go Bonfim. He has more experience on it, and he's more well-rounded and versatile all throughout. So I'm not sure here Sola actually gets this win. I'm going Bonfim all the way. And listen, I don't know if you guys have ever been with the hype of Ponzinibbio, but this guy is absolute garbage. I think I can whoop him on with no fight camp. This guy is a clown, super glass jaw. I don't know why he's still in the UFC type deal, but Sam Patterson, well-rounded, literally just stopped Venom Page. So he is definitely the favorite for a reason. Sam Patterson, I say he can win any way he wants, but he will put out Mr. Glassjaw here to sleep, no question. Let's move on to Dustin Jacoby versus Muhammad Sidayev. This one is a little bit more tricky because I am a fan of Jacoby. He's not the best fighter in the world, but he's very good. He's very well-rounded. And we're showing a little bit of our biasness here because I do strongly believe that Jacoby wins this one, and he's going to be able to neutralize the wrestling Sarajevo. I mean, here I do believe that the only goal is going to be wrestle, pin him down to the floor, but I believe Jacoby is experienced enough to be able to counter that and make something work out of this. And to close off the prelims, let me tell you, this guy has been talking wild nonsense, been tickling Guskov's PP, and saying that he's going to break Josh Hockett's leg if they ever fight. First and foremost, I need to say, Walter Walker, you're not that good. I don't think you beat Josh Hockett by any means. Your brother's out. You're soon to be out if you don't continue with these leg locks or doing something, which I don't see you doing much. But saying this, I do believe you beat Thomas Peterson. Who is Thomas Peterson? Why are you fighting this guy? Like, do you have no ambitions of making it to the top? And for the odds to be this close, what is that to say about you, Walker? But with that being said, I'm going to go with Walker on this one. I don't know who Thomas Peterson is. What is his record even? Let's see here. 11-4. And I haven't seen him. What has he been fighting? Like, look at this. You can grab those little love handles there on the side. Like, what are you doing? Walter Walker is a much taller man, 6'6". That's 5 inches over. He has 4.5 inches of reach. Get out of here. Leg reach, 4 inches. He doesn't even have to get close. And I don't think this one goes by submission. I think this is a feed him to Walker to show that he has some type of knockout power. So just to go against the curve, Walker by knockout in the second is where we're going, and we're leaving it there. So let's continue to move on because now we are on the main card. And even though all of the fights here should be pronounced better, we're going to start off with the first one here where I would say, I don't know how this card made it to the main card. You could have just put Walker here and placed these at the close. But again, maybe they had connections. Maybe they knew people. Either way, how the cards are stacked are not up to me. As long as they have good fights overall is all I care about. So here we have a pretty much, I mean, these are mirrored fighters. Same weight, same height. I mean, unless this guy has no arms and no legs, I don't see how his reach could be 0 inches. So the UFC may have butchered that. But given that it is his debut, it could have something to do with they don't have much information on the fighter. So here, I believe this is going to be a very extremely boring decision. I believe they're going to get some hits out, of course, but both of these guys are very wrestling heavy guys. Let me go ahead and see here. They love cage control. They love Dagestani wrestling. This is what it's going to be. So I'm hoping that this is a high-level wrestling match where we see the likes of legends of wrestling and take it to that level. But we're going to go with Sagid Izagakamayev. If we pronounce that wrong, just know we tried our best. And let's continue moving. And no, we love all these fighters. So we got Rizvan Kuniev versus Tyrell Fortune, or Fortune, however you want to pronounce it. So here we got striking matchup all the way. Even though Fortune likes to have a wrestling base, he's slow. And here the biggest issue is that he is more of a feed me. He gasses out really, really fast. So I'm going to say Rizvan is going to win here by decision if he doesn't pull him out. I say he wins by decision or submission. And for one of the fights that I've been waiting for personally, Chanko or John Pork. I'm sorry, guy. I know you don't like to be called John Pork, and maybe we shouldn't, but we're going to anyways. That is our love nickname to you, and you got to understand that you're just going to have to live with this. But I say John Pork by submission on the second. This man is too powerful, and we might even see a first round finish just because they're trying to do the push on this man. So let's see how that goes. John Pork, second round submission. Bet on that. Let's see here. So, wow, we go into a very lopsided fight here where we got Islam Dulatov versus Wellington Turman. I don't know why the odds are so stacked here. So we have a 12-1 fighter versus an 18-8 fighter. we're going to go wrestling. I'm pretty sure this is why the odds are stacked. This man is 12-1. There's no way he's from Russia, 12-1, and he's going to box. Zero. This is going to be a wrestling match, and I'm going to agree with the odds here. We're going Islam. Boring decision? How does that sound? I don't know, but we're going decision on that fight. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Steve Erceg versus Ramazan Tamirov. These are an even breakdown, but I will say that Steve Erceg at his prime gave Pantoja one of the hardest fights we've ever seen to date. And I will say, this man is a very well-rounded fighter. His fall-off has been severe. His fall-off has been interesting to watch. But I do believe there's still greatness inside Erceg, and I believe he proves it today. They're giving him a very hard opponent. I believe this is going to be an opponent that's going to be going for takedowns, trying to get submissions. But I believe Erceg's ground game is good enough to neutralize it, as well as I believe that his hands are fast enough to put him out. We'll say Erceg knockout round 3. That's it. We're going Erceg. Don't question it. Let your wallets do the talking and thank me later. For the final fight of the night, the main card, Big Baby Magomed Ankalaev versus Baldy Bogdan Guskov. Listen, I am not a Magomed Ankalaev believer. I believe that Alex Pereira put him out cold. And whether you want to say it was a fluke, whether it was just a chance of it happening, I don't think he's good. And while I think this should be an easy fight for Ankalaev to win, these odds, I don't like it. I believe Ankalaev is on his way out. I believe Guskov still has a foot in. So we're going to go against the odds here, and we're going to make it very, very simple. Guskov, knockout, round 2. Don't question it. Just go with the flow. Believe in your boy, because that is how these fights are going to go. We're going to hopefully have a little of a fighter companion, so you guys can call me out live while these fights are going on to see if we landed most, if not all, of these picks. And you guys will see me on the recap on the day after to let you guys know how these picks went and to gloat in your faces a little bit on how well we did on this fight card. So again, not the greatest of fight cards. Has some pretty decent fights in there. So we are going to be looking forward to some of these fights. But guys, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys disagree with any of the fights that I've chosen here? Let me know. And until next time, guys, peace.
Producer tag.